Why don't we go to Melody from Missouri? Melody from Missouri, welcome to the program, and thanks for being a member on the website.
Hi, David. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right, fantastic. I was in on the last call and then you called on me and it was not my phone glitched. So I'm glad I'm able to get on today.
I'm glad too.
Um, all right. So my question is, have you been following the recent attacks on the LGBT community, uh, specifically about drag queens, drag shows, and how
Yeah,
they're
I
wanting to
mean,
protect
my understanding is that all of a sudden there's all these concerns about drag queen story hour and drag queens are dangerous to children. And all of a sudden everybody's all worked up about what they
Mhm.
believe would be the irreparable damage done to children from being around drag queens, right? I mean, is that more or less what's going on?
Basically, and they're calling drag queens groomers and all this. They completely
Oh, yeah.
ignored drag kings, which I perform as one, which is why this is kind of personal to me.
Okay.
But apparently, women who dress like men are not a threat. But there's things like, the Missouri where I live, they're trying to pass legislation to basically make drag shows the same as strip clubs, which would put a lot of businesses under.
That sounds completely insane to me. I'm not going to lie. I mean,
One,
again, I'm not, there's so many different
oh yeah,
issues
absolutely.
and I'm only following some of
Yeah,
them, but that seems completely bonkers.
it really is. And honestly, I just wanted to kind of bring awareness to it and see it, like if you had suggestions on what we might be able to do about this other than just like writing to our politicians, which are
No,
going
I
to
mean,
ignore
listen,
me in
I just,
Missouri.
I wish I knew more about the issue. I have to say, I've been following the overtly anti-trans stuff more than the drag
Mm,
queen stuff, but my
yeah,
hope is eventually they'll just move on. But the problem is when they move on, they'll move on to harassing someone
something
else. So it's
worse.
like, is that
Yeah,
better? I don't know.
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, it's a whole lot wrapped up in one. It's a lot of anti-trans, a lot of anti-gay, and
Yeah.
honestly misogyny, since they're ignoring the kings, which is fine with me. But yeah, so I just wanted to bring that up and thank you for taking my call.
So when you say you're a drag king, this means
Yes.
that you sometimes dress like a man. Is that basically what it means?
Yes, I perform as a male impersonator,
Oh,
basically.
okay. In what
The way the
context?
in the same way that queens do at shows. It's a lot of people don't realize that kings have existed for as long as queens,
Hmm.
male impersonators as long as female impersonators, and we perform just as much. We do just as much work, and I've been like Mr. International Gay Rodeo, things like that, for some time.
Wow.
I've been performing about 7 years, and
So what's
it's
the
really
nature
fun.
of the performance? Is it singing? Is it dancing?
A lot of the above. It's again similar to drag queens, unless they're like there's a lip syncing is a big part. Some of us sing, a lot of us dance. I do a lot of dancing, a lot of country dancing, especially. But
Wow.
do
It's a
some
whole world out
comedy.
there.
Yeah, to do some comedy numbers, lip sync to Weird Al. People love it. But yeah, if you ever have a chance to go to a drag show that has kings in it, I encourage you to do so. If you're ever in Kansas City, I'll invite you to one of mine.
All right. Well, I now have invitations to NASCAR and drag shows. So I have a lot of things I've got to get done, Melody.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you so much for the call.
Thank you.
All
Bye
right.
bye.
Melody, a very, very powerful website member.